It's day 4, and today's topic is hip extension. If most of us are stuck with an anterior tilt, that's the pelvis stuck in flexion. So then to get upright, we borrow from spinal extension. And that shows up in a host of yoga postures, not to mention in our day to day lives. So we're continuing with ribs down to isolate the muscles of hip extension, the hamstrings, and the glutes to work through some yoga postures and see where that sneaky spinal extension will tend to cheat us out of getting proper hip extension. So if you have two blocks, they'll be useful today. You're going to set them up near the front of your mat like so in a little ledge. If you don't have them, your feet on the floor is fine. And I like a little pillow underneath my head. So grab a little couch cushion or anything you want, a folded blanket, and set yourself up just like I am with your feet flat on either the blocks or the floor, your head on a little bit of a lift if you like that, and your two hands on your front low ribs. We'll start with the same breathing pattern introduced by Matt on day 1. Pressurize your exhale. Think of starting the practice with an exhale and getting the front ribs to go down, back, and in. A little pause. And then a quiet inhale through your nose, fill your back, fill your sides. So a 360 breath. Pressurized, blow up a balloon. Full, complete exhale. The ribs go down and they stay down. So at pause, and as you quietly inhale, remember that's intra-abdominal pressure of the abdominal wall eccentrically contracting, so lengthening as it's working to expand you 360. Pressurized exhale. Keep that going and reach your arms up. And remember, the arms up comes from the serratus anterior, those muscles that wrap around the sides of your rib cage that help draw air into your back and into your sides. And the reach also helps to get the ribs to go down. Float your feet up off the blocks, feel your lower back flat on the floor. And then the next time you exhale, lift your head, lift your shoulders. Come on down on an inhale with control. And then go up again and exhale. Inhale to descend. And this time, exhale, go up and stay. I'm going to take my hands behind my head, just fingertips to the back of the skull. And then keep your lower back flat, your ribs down. Keep doing the breathing pattern. And the next time you exhale, keep your knee bent, but lower your right foot towards the block. And maybe even lightly tap it, but you don't have to. And then inhale your right shin back up to tabletop. And then try the other side. So let's do 3 on each side, so 6 in total. And notice that as your leg goes forward, that's hip extension. Your lower back wants to arch. So keep your lower back flat and feel your lower abdominals turn on to keep your spine from extending as you extend a hip. This is the first position, one more on each side, that you'll check out how much the back wants to do the quote-unquote hip extension for you. So when you've done your 3 on each side, come on down, just relax and rest your feet on the blocks. Rest your arms anywhere. Okay. Now instead of feet flat on the blocks, put just your heels on the blocks so your toes point up to the ceiling, and have the heels about in the middle of the blocks from front to back, just so they don't slide down off the front ledge, or your heels are on the floor, which is all good. Use your hands to get your ribs to go down, and this time leave your hands on your ribs so that you really babysit and chaperone the rib cage flat on the floor. Notice your toes and knees, they're going to want to turn out as you go, so keep them pointing straight up to the ceiling. Low back should be flat on the floor. And without moving the blocks, drag your heels towards you like you're trying to move the blocks closer to your bum. Tuck your tailbone and just lift your pelvis and just lift your lower back, but don't let your rib cage lift off the floor. And then put your lower back down and then your pelvis down. And do that again. Tuck your tailbone, lift your pelvis, lift your lumbar spine, but ribs aren't going anywhere. Your hands are there to chaperone. And then slowly lower. And then do one more, but stay up. And as you stay up this time, ribs stay down, put all your weight in your left heel. Your right foot might get light, or you might bring your right shin slowly to tabletop. Nothing else moves. You're a statue. And then tap your right heel onto the block. Let's do 3 of those. So go super slow. Other than the right leg moving, you are a statue. So ribs are down, tailbone is tucked. You got a little fire burning in your left hamstrings. And then the next time you put your right heel on the block, can you slowly lower lower back, pelvis? Then take your left leg in the air and interlace your hands on the back of your left thigh and have a momentary hamstring stretch. But instead of just pulling with your hands, push your leg forward into your hands so your hamstrings are working while they're stretching. Then use your hands to help you do a sit up. So lift your head, lift your shoulders, and get up as high as you can. Make your right foot super light on the block. And then either reach your arms forward, don't come down with your shoulders, or take your hands behind your head. Put a little bend in your left knee. And as you purse your lips and exhale, lower your left leg forward, keep it bent, like you're trying to tap your heel on the floor in front of the block. And then lift your leg on your inhale, quiet. Lower back stays flat. Just 3. So exhale, lower your left leg, keep it bent, keep the low back flat. One more. I like to use the exhale to lower the leg. And then come back up on your inhale and relax. Roll down. Chill for a moment. Let that settle. And we got the other side. So put your heels back on the blocks, hands back on the ribs, anchor them down, keep them down. As you dig your heels into the blocks, think of pulling the blocks towards you without moving anything. Tuck your tailbone, lift your pelvis, lift your lower back, keep the ribs down, and then slowly put your lower back down, put your pelvis down. And do that again, using both legs together. Tuck your tailbone, think of segmenting up, which is one vertebra at a time, segmenting down. And then on this last one, stay up. And you shouldn't be very high. Get your ribs down. Put all your weight into your right heel so your left heel gets light, or bring your left shin into tabletop. And then go super slowly and tap your left heel back to the block. It's just 3, so make them really good. You're a statue. Your right knee wants to go wide. Keep it pointing straight up to the ceiling. Relax through your neck. That's for me and for you. Go slow. Get your ribs down even lower and build a fire in the back of your right leg, your hamstrings and your glutes. When you've done your third, how slowly can you roll your back down, roll your pelvis down, and bring your right leg up and grab the back of your thigh and have a momentary relief for your hamstrings. So you put yourself in a position of hip flexion, which is the opposite of extension. So push your leg forward into your hands. So you turn on the muscles of extension, even though you're in a position of flexion. And then do a sit up. Use your hands to help you and get up super duper high, high as you can. Make your left foot super light. And then reach your arms forward or take your hands behind your head. Bend your right knee a smidge. Keep your low back flat. And as you purse your lips and exhale, lower your right leg forward in front of the block. Keep it bent though. It's just 3. So inhale, lift the leg up, lift the shoulder blades up higher, low back is flat. Exhale, lower the leg. Hip extension. One more time. Inhale, bring it up. Exhale, lower it down. Bring it back up, breathe in, and relax. Whew. Okay. Take that pillow from under your head and just move it out of the way. You might use it to pad your knee if you like that later, or just for Shavasana. Roll over to one side and just press yourself up. Come to the front of your mat and put those blocks on either side of the front of the mat. Tabletop. Take a few cat-cows. And just notice as you move through this familiar sequence of cat-cow, what the pelvis is doing, what the spine's doing. So in cow, the pelvis goes into that anterior tilt. The spine goes into extension. So that's really an exaggeration of the pattern that we're stuck in. When you tuck the tail and round in a cat, that's the position that we're doing a little bit more training of, so that eventually we really have the capacity to be neutral. Not to live in neutral, but to have that as an option. So come to a neutral spine and just pause. And when you do core work on the floor, you've got the floor for feedback, so it's a little more easy to figure out where you are in space. So reach your arms through the floor, make it strong, pack your ribs in, purse your lips, and do one of those strong exhales. And then take your right hand and place it on your front low ribs and press the front ribs down, back, and in. And if you can keep the right hand there, if the left wrist is okay, do. Now be a statue, except your left leg, hover it, keep your left knee bent, but start to extend your hip. So think left footprint on the ceiling, but don't go so high. And then tap your knee down. Let's do 5 in total, so count for yourself. And just notice as you lift your leg, how much your tailbone wants to lift, like cow. Think of tucking your tailbone like cat. So you're barely lifting your left leg. It's all in your hamstrings and your glutes. I'm shaking. If your knee's getting as high as your hip, 99% of you are cheating with your back. So make it humble, not that high. And when you've done 5 in total, put your knee down, put your right hand down, and switch. Put your left hand on your front ribs, pack them in. It's a chaperone. Your abs are doing the work, but the hand is there just to make sure and to help a little bit. And then be a statue, but hover your right leg. Even give your tailbone a little cat tuck, and then 5 pulses of your right leg. Think footprint to the ceiling. So you're working with a bent knee, so it's a shorter lever. It's a little more control that way. Notice how high the leg wants to go, because we tend to want to create these aesthetics that we see in postures of a really high leg. But if you were to investigate, that's usually coming from the spine, not the hamstrings and the glutes. When you've done 5 in total, put the knee down, put the hand down, walk your hands back towards your knees, come onto fingertips, tuck your toes, lift your knees, do a forward fold around the back of your mat, and I bet you it'll feel nice to open the backs of your knees. Let your spine hang. Let your arms hang, or maybe even hold opposite elbows. And get a sense of where you are in your feet. Are you in your toes? Are you in your heels? Can you find the center of your feet? Drop your arms and slowly start to do a roll up. We've done a bunch of these already. So think of tucking the tail, reaching the arms down, hollowing the front of the body, and using your legs to come up. The legs powering you up into hip extension. When you get up there at the top, get all of your weight over on your left side. Let's put the hands on the hips. And as you get the weight over on the left side, just slide your right big toe back a smidge so your knees are in line, but you're really on your left side. And then either have your hands, let's do this. Fan your fingers wide, put your thumbs on your front ribs, your pinkies on the front of your pelvis, and pull those landmarks together. And then just play with the right leg going back a little, and then tap the toe. Let's do 5 of those. Right leg going back, tap the toe. So you're working hard on your left leg to stabilize you, and the right leg, right hip is going into extension, but the pelvis isn't moving, the spine's not participating in the hip extension. When you've done 5 in total, come upright, relax for a second, let's shake that out. And then shift over onto the right leg, fan your fingers, get your thumbs on your front ribs, pinkies on your frontal hip bones, slide your left big toe back a bit. Close the space between the ribs and the front of the pelvis. Let yourself turn right, and then do a few little pulses of trying to take the left leg back without borrowing from the back. So your leg doesn't go very far. It's really a true measure of hip extension without borrowing from spinal extension. Okay, and then when you've done your 5, land your feet, arms down, do a slow roll down. Tuck your chin, bend your knees, and flex the spine. So we'll do some rounding today, but also some hinging. When you get all the way down, walk your hands forward into a down dog. And think about keeping your heels heavy the whole time and your front ribs in. So obviously you can't put your hands there, but imagine that you could. Now without the ribs moving, put the left leg into a hamstring curl. So bring your left heel to your bum. You look like down dog, but your shin disappeared. Now you're going to be a statue, except your left footprint is going to reach for the ceiling. Keep your ribs in. It's not going to go very high. And then bring your left knee back down. And do that a couple more times. So it's those same little kickbacks, kick ups in this case. And on that third one, go as high as you can without moving your ribs. Step your left foot all the way forward to your left thumb tip. Come onto your fingertips or grab a hold of your blocks. Just pause in a lunge for a moment. Then begin to straighten your left leg and use blocks under your hands if you wish. Flip up onto the back of your left heel, just like when you had your heels on the blocks. Put a little bend in your left knee. And then drag your left heel back like you're trying to pull your left heel back and fly your left leg up in a down dog split. So you're in the position of hip flexion, but you're doing the action, turning on the muscles of hip extension. So you should feel your hamstrings not only stretching, but working in a long position. Bend your front knee, step forward, fold. Take all of your weight over on the left side. So let your upper body go over the left leg. Slip your right foot back a bit and just be on your right big toe. And Matt will talk more about this tomorrow, but drop your right knee, drop your right hip. So that's a hip shift of letting your pelvis turn left. Roll up just a smidge so you're not touching the floor and round your back, tuck your tail, reach your arms down. Now you only have a left leg. You only have the muscles of hip extension to get you up. So push your left foot into the floor, especially your left outer heel, and slowly, maybe even shakily, roll yourself up until you are standing tall over on the left side. Now stay there, but put your hands on your front ribs and bring them down. Put a little bend into your left knee. Now you'll practice a hip hinge. So the ribs, they don't move. But as you pull your left hip crease back, you hinge forward. Watch the rib flare. Then push into your left heel and exhale your way back up to stand, but keep your left knee a little bent. Let's do 5. So count for yourself. You're turned a bit left as you hinge down and you come up, and your hands are there to chaperone. It's just the pelvis going forward over the femur as you go down and coming back up into hip extension as you come up. And notice how much the back wants to do it for you. Just use your left leg. When you've done 5 in total, stay at the top, leave your hands on your ribs, but make your feet mountain pose. Now bend your knees a smidge and start to hinge forward and pause before you feel like you have to round. Notice if you're in extension, a lot of us yogis are, so use your hands to pack your ribs in, purse your lips, and try one of those pressurized exhales to get your ribs down, back, and in. Stay there and do a quiet inhale, intra-abdominal pressure. Fold down as you exhale. Step your left foot to the back. Put your left knee down. Short lunge. Roll up. Bring your hands on your pelvis. I like my toes tucked. As you bring your hands on your pelvis, lift the front, tuck the back, and squeeze the left butt cheek. Reach your arms forward. It's a familiar movement method lunge. You're in now a position of hip extension. So instead of working the back of the leg, and yeah, you can turn your butt on, the objective of this is to open the front of the hip, which is the flip side. So stretching the front of the hip capsule and activating the back. If you wish, take your arms up. That's shoulder flexion, as you know, but stop before you have to borrow from spinal extension. Kind of the same as extending the hip and flexing the shoulders will tend to borrow from the back. Place your hands on the floor, step back to a plank. Put your knees down or bend your knees a few inches. So you're now by day 4 familiar with our planks. Reach down from your shoulder blades widening. Purse your lips and feel your rib cage go up. Feel the back of your ribs spacious. You're creating that home for your shoulder blades to sit on. And then the next time you exhale, lower yourself all the way to the floor. Point your toes. Before you lift into a cobra, drag the front of the pelvis forward. So you're trying here to find full hip extension. The butt's going to want to stick up. Hover your hands and then lift your chest. And often we try to lift so high that the bum lifts and you go into a little hip flexion. So can you keep anchoring the front of the pelvis down? Touch your palms on the mat. Give a little pull of your hands back to send your chest a little more forward and wide. And then press back to a child's pose. Make it feel like a push-up as you go up and back and have a moment. I like to keep the knees narrow. Come forward so you can tuck your toes and do a down dog. With your ribs in. It's such a habit to reprogram ribs in. Such a habit, I should say, to flare out. So focus on reprogramming to find your abdominal corset even in down dog. Nothing moves, but do a right leg hamstring curl so your shin disappears. Pack your ribs in. Imagine squeezing a block between your right heel and your bum and do 3 of those little lifts of only hip extension. Right down, no spinal extension. So humble with your height, specific with what you feel, the back of the right leg doing the work. On number 3, lift a little higher and step your right foot all the way forward. Come onto your fingertips or blocks. Have a little moment in a lunge. Then begin to straighten your right leg and flip to the back of your right heel. Just leave your feet parallel. No need to turn your back heel in. Add the drag of your right heel back. I like even a tiny bend in the right knee. So the muscles of hip extension on the back of the leg, they're working to try to pull the heel back. Bend your front knee, step forward, and fold. Get over on the right side. So all the way on the right, slide your left big toe back. Let your left knee drop a little. Let your left hip drop so your pelvis turns to the right. Roll up just a smidge, tiny bit. Then reach down and tuck your tail. You only have a right leg to get you up. So push your right outer heel, especially into the floor, to connect you with your right butt cheek as you slowly roll yourself up. Stay a little turned to the right and bring your hands on your front ribs. Unlock your standing knee and let yourself hinge a little forward. So you're turning a bit to the right. Then do a hip hinge. You got 5 in total. So let your pelvis go forward on your right femur. Push into your right heel, and I like to exhale to come up. So 5 in total. Right knee stays bent, even at the top, I would say. So you're really leading with your hip coming forward, and just watch how much the spine wants to extend as you come up. So this should be all in your right butt cheek. Right leg is doing the work. I always talk so much that I have no idea how many I've done. So I hope you were counting for yourself. When you're done, make your feet mountain, but leave your hands on your ribs. Start to hinge symmetrically in the center and pause and check, where are you? Are you in extension? Can you keep your ribs in? Do you have intra-abdominal pressure on your breaths in? So purse your lips and exhale and lock in the corset. Stay for one more breath in and then fold down as you breathe out. Step your right foot back. Put your right knee down. Remember, these lunges are shorter than you might be used to. Roll up, hands on your hips so that you've got hip extension. That's why it's short. Get the pelvis upright. Turn on your right butt cheek and reach forward. Use the reach of the arms forward to get the ribs in the front to go down and back, and to get the ribs in the back to expand. Get your breath in your back. And then begin to flex your shoulders and just stop before you have to borrow from your spine. So there's this battle between trying to find shoulder flexion and hip extension without borrowing from the back. So you keep the corset on. Take your hands to the floor, step back, find a plank with bent knees, push the floor, pack the ribs in, and it's the same thing. The front ribs coming down, back, and in. The back ribs expansive, so all the same things, just in different positions. Lower yourself all the way to the floor. Point the toes, drag the front of the pelvis forward, hover the hands, and lift the chest. So the upper back is extending. Touch the palms on the floor, add a little pull, but think about keeping the lower back out of too much extension. Press back, child's pose. And then we'll go a little more with the breath and add on. So use your inhale to come forward. Tuck your toes, exhale, down dog with the ribs in. 360 inhale, feel your back expand. Left hamstring curl, exhale, left heel to bum. One time, inhale your left footprint to the ceiling without using your back. Step forward, exhale to your left thumb tip. Pause in a lunge, inhale. Straighten your legs, exhale, and drag your left heel back. Do that again. Inhale, find a lunge. And exhale, straighten and drag. Now lunge again on your breath in and step forward on your breath out. Get all the way over onto the left side as you inhale. And slide your right big toe back as you exhale and drop your right knee, right hip. Roll up about halfway on your inhale. You only have a left leg. And then get all the way up as you exhale and pause on this left side. Now be a sprinter. Take your right arm forward, your left arm back. So it looks like you're about to sprint. Put your left hand on your front ribs and leave them in place. And then like the beginning, take your right leg and do 5 little pulses. Right leg back, tiptoe down. 4, Ribs don't move, pelvis doesn't move. 3, you're a statue except for your right leg. 2, and then on this last one, 1, hold it back there and land your right toes. So you're in a short lunge, but high this time. Bring your hands on your pelvis. Bend your back knee, get your pelvis over your back knee. Tuck your tailbone, fire your right butt cheek, and then arms forward, ribs back. Now put all the weight in your back leg. So your back leg, right leg, is in a position of hip extension. And then put a stiletto on your back foot, little pulses down and up. Let's do 10. You're in charge of counting because you know it's not my forte. All the weight in the back leg. You're in the position of hip extension. So go tail down, ribs in, little tiny pulses, all the weight in your back leg. See, I have no idea how many I've done. I'm going to do 2 more. And then when you're finished, put your hands down, step back, find a plank. Bend your knees, purse your lips, and exhale all of your air. Stay for a quiet inhale, and then go all the way to the floor as you exhale. Slide through a cobra, inhale. Press back to a child's pose, exhale. Come forward, all fours, breathe in. Downward dog, breathe out with the ribs in. Quiet inhale, fill your back. Right heel to bum, exhale, hamstring curl. Right footprint to the ceiling, inhale. Step forward, exhale. Come to fingertips, inhale to lunge. Straighten your legs, exhale, flip to the right heel and drag it back. Go again, inhale, come forward. And exhale, straight legs, drag the heel. Now one more time, forward, breathe in. Step forward, breathe out. Get your weight all the way on the right as you inhale. And slide your left big toe back as you exhale. Drop your left knee and left hip. Roll up about halfway. Inhales, round. Push the right heel down. Get all the way up. As you exhale, stay to the right and be a sprinter. So get lower. Take your right elbow back, left elbow forward. Put your right hand on your front ribs as a little chaperone. Let yourself turn right. And then 5 times the left leg goes back. You're a statue other than your left leg. 3, 2. Step back this time. It's a short lunge, shorter than you think. Hands on your pelvis, come upright. Lift the front of the pelvis, tuck the tail. Ribs down, use your hands, and then arms forward. All your weight goes in your back leg, and you got a stiletto on your back foot. And then we'll do 10 little pulses down and up with the left hip in the position of hip extension. Whew. Relax your neck and shoulders, but not your abs. Let's go 3. I don't know where you're at, but I'm counting 2 and 1. Hands down, step back. Plank. Last time. Bend your knees, purse your lips, exhale, corset your abdominals. 1 inhale, quiet, spacious. Lower down and exhale. Cobra pose. Breathe in. Child's pose. Exhale and just stay. Slow breath in. Roll up to sit. Exhale on your heels. Stand up on your shins and bring your hands onto your pelvis. Notice, if you're like me, the pelvis a little forward, pelvis in flexion. So get the pelvis upright, find hip extension, and take your hands on your front ribs and get them down. Now, with the toes pointed, pressurize the shin bones down into the floor. Press the tops of the feet down. I'm going to do the same. Thumbs on the front ribs, pinkies on the front of the pelvis. Nothing changes. You're a statue, except at your knee joint, you hinge and you go back and you come up, however you want to breathe. I like to exhale to go back, but honestly, there's both. It's good both ways. So go back and come up. And this is all quads, lengthening as you go down, shortening to bring you up. If you prefer, arms can go forward. Reverse Nordics. Not a back bend. So hard for us yogis. All we want to do is extend the spine. So tail tucks, ribs in. Can we do 2 more? And on the last one, you're going to stay back there, ribs down, and just tuck your tailbone and pulse back there for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, come upright and sit. Let's shift your hips over to one side. Stretch your legs out in front of you. Do a little bum scoot so you're a little closer to the front of your mat. And then cross your shins, right shin in front of left. Hands to the floor, out to the sides. Let's take your arms up. Take a deep breath in. Lift the back of the rib cage, sides of the rib cage. Right hand down. Exhale. Look at your right hand. Take a deep breath in. Turn your left armpit forward and down as you exhale, like it's trying to look at your right hand. Stay. Take a deep breath in into the left upper back. Full breath out. Rise up center. Inhale. Switch sides. Exhale, left hand down. Right arm reaches to the left. Look at the left hand. Breathe in. Turn the right armpit down and exhale. So one more full cycle. Open up the back of the right lung. Full breath out. And come on up center. Inhale, lift both arms and fold over your crossed legs and exhale. Spend a few breaths here. Heavy hips, heavy head, heavy thighs. And think of breathing not only into your back, but also into your back pockets. So right into your outer hips in the back. And just roll yourself up to sit. Take your fingertips behind you so you can easily switch your legs, left shin in front, hands to the floor. Go up with an inhale, lift the back and the sides. Let's go left side first. Exhale, look at the left hand. Stay for one deep breath in. Turn your right armpit down and exhale. And then come up center, breathe in. And switch. Exhale, go over to the right. Look at your right hand. Slow, quiet inhale. Full and complete exhale. And then center, breathe in. Fold down and breathe out. Few breaths for the back body and for the back pockets. So think of all of your breaths getting back there. Expansive in the back of the pelvis. Expansive in the back of the rib cage. And slowly roll yourself up. Stretch your legs out. I'm going to take the blocks, position them underneath the backs of my knees, and slowly roll down onto the back. Grabbing my pillow to place it underneath my head. Organize yourself in the most comfortable place. And just feel with a soft exhale, the rib cage settle, the pelvis settle. All of those strong muscles that wrap around the pelvis, releasing their grip on the bones. And even feel the weight of the bones, or visualize the weight of the bones sinking more heavily into the ground as you release them. Just take some time here to integrate, and that all happens after the doing, after the effort. So embrace, if you can, even a few minutes of just simmering on all the work that you've been doing, knowing that this is the time of integration and restoration. Well, thank you so much for practicing with me today, and I'll see you back tomorrow for day 5.